Welcome to Amar Colony, deep within the heart of New Delhi. If you want to sink your teeth into some mouth-watering street treats and improve your life 1 calorie at a time, then you've come to the right place. So how's it going, everybody? Before I start this life-altering Indian street food tour, I just want to let you know about the Buck Wild Delhi subscriber meetup I got coming soon. I got a link to the event page down below in the description box and in the comments section, so feel free to sign up if you're so inclined. So thanks for listening to this extremely important announcement, and now it's time for your regularly scheduled program. What's up, everybody? So I was cruising and perusing around the mean streets of downtown New Delhi. I met up with a badass subscriber named Sachin, and he started taking me to his favorite street side establishments. So the first place we went to was a joint called Sanjay Chur Naan. And I was kinda wondering why the place had Chur twice in the name, why not thrice? I mean, there's no sense in going halfway with those churs, you might as well go balls to the wall, baby. Now, Sachin recommended I get myself some stuffed naan, chole, and a little Dal Makhani action, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, my main goal at this point in the evening was to clear out about 2,000 calories in a matter of 2 hours. Now, whether or not that goal was actually attainable is another question, but sometimes you gotta aim high in life. After all, you know what they say, aim for the moon, but if you miss, you might just land among the dogs. Anyway, after scoping out that spread of food, I started savagely digging into that stuffed naan. Much like an unenlightened animalistic cave beast, I started digging into that stuffed naan with a wild fury the likes of which are rarely seen. And right about now, you're probably wondering, what kind of stuffed naan are we dealing with here? Well, let me explain it to you real simple like. Here we got some chicken Keema naan, aka minced chicken with a little herbs and spices jammed into the mix. So I started dipping that piece of bread into the Dal Makhani, aka black bean curry, and wow. That delectable bite is a thing of beauty, and just seeing it almost brought a tear to my eye. So I took myself a calm, collected bite, and as soon as I did, I was literally stunned, stumped, and stupefied. For a brief fraction of a second, I thought I was feeling off-nar, aka aroused for no apparent reason, but upon further reflection and soul-searching, I actually realized I was feeling off-nar. AKA aroused as fuck for no apparent reason. Now, you might think that's a minor distinction, but oh, it's a big distinction, baby. Don't you worry about that. There's a world of difference between feeling off-nar, and off-par, and don't think for one fucking second that there's not. But anyway, enough with all that phraseology, now it's time to dip this puppy into some chole action. After all, these 2,000 calories ain't gonna eat themselves, I gotta start getting serious about life over here. And man, oh man, after sampling all the flavors on that plate, I gotta say I was feeling simply amazed. That chicken Keema stuffed naan had some nice herbs and spices in there and a nice buttery finish. That Dal Makhani had a smooth, gentle, creamy, beany flavor with some hints of onion inside. And those chole chickpeas had some black pepper, cinnamon, and chili powder flavors popping off. Next up, Sachin also ordered me this fig lassi because he's a nice guy like that. And the fact that Sachin bought this sweet motherfucking treat was pretty heartwarming to say the least. On the one hand, this fig lassi was spiking dat blood sugar in untold ways. But on the other hand, that fig lassi was introducing a little dietary fiber and live active cultures into my gullet. And overall, I gotta say, I enjoyed that first dish so much that I ordered myself a second one. But this time, instead of getting that chicken Keema naan, I got the onion potato stuffed naan. Can you blame me? Bottom line is, although no particular item in this place actually stood out as the best I've ever had, them taken together as a whole was a different story. So given the top quality flavor combos to be had in this meal, I think I'd give that meal as a whole a 5 out of 5 Maharaja dogs. Reason being because it changed my life, touched my heart, and in some strange metaphysical way, it even touched my dick. So after that serious chow action, we auto-rickshawed it over to a nearby place called Hunger Strike and got us some Tandoori Momos. And wow, just wow, take a look at those Tandoori Momos. I haven't even tasted those things yet, and I already feel like they've changed my life. Now, a lot of Buck Wild subscribers have been commenting on my videos for quite a while now, telling me to try out some Tandoori Momos. But before I tried out this crazy-ass concoction, I wanted to try out the original Momos in Ladakh first. But man, oh man, did I wait a long time to try these, and holy mother of dogs, that thing is looking nice. In fact, upon careful consideration, that thing is looking real nice. So I dipped that mofo in what seemed to be some mint sauce, and then I took myself a massive chomp. And oh my Mahatma, holy Hanuman, and what in the wide world of Narendra Modi's is going on around here? The precise fraction of a nanosecond that I maniacally munched down on that tasty morsel, I felt like I had been shot through the head with a diamond. For a brief, fleeting moment, I understood that there was no past, no future, and no present. I felt like I at once understood everything there is to know about the origin of the formation of the cosmos, and I understood nothing about it at all. In other words, that Tandoori Momo was so good that it actually triggered an out-of-body experience and an out-of-dick experience. And truth be told, right about now, I was feeling spiritual to the motherfucking max. I mean, hey, who wouldn't feel spiritual after chomping down on some chicken dumplings that had been perfectly baked in a tandoor oven? These little puppies were soft on the inside, slightly crunchy on the outside, drenched in a spicy yogurt sauce, and topped off with a little cilantro action. Now, as if that wasn't buck wild enough, Sachin got himself some tandoori soya chop. Like the Tandoori Momos, these bad boys were cooked up in a tandoor oven, but instead of being chicken dumplings, these were strips of tofu. Also, the yogurt sauce on here seems to be a tad different in color. The yogurt sauce on those Momos seemed to be a tad reddish in color, whereas this yogurt sauce seems to be a tad greenish. That's some serious food for thought right there. Anyway, after looking at that morsel for but a moment, I took myself a big-ass chomp out of that chop. And wow, just wow, that soya chop had a sort of chewy texture, and it took on a minty citrusy flavor from that green yogurt sauce. Basically, that green yogurt had more of a cooling flavor to it, whereas this red yogurt had more of a warming flavor to it. And somehow, some way, that warm-cool contrast made me feel fundamentally balanced deep within my soul. So with all that considered, I think I'm gonna have to rate this chop and Momo situation a 5 out of 5 Maharaja dogs. After all, not only did it taste mighty fine, but it actually reminded me that I was truly alive. Now, no caloric chow fiesta would be complete without one more blood sugar spike. So we went to this ice cream vendor right next door to the Tandoori Momo place, and at first I thought this was some Cold Stone action. But this right here was a tad different. The maestro got 2 Gulab Jamuns. He got some vanilla ice cream and mashed them up together, flattened them out, froze them, and then started scraping it off. Seems like a pretty intriguing dessert idea to me, and I was getting mighty excited to try it out. So after that maestro expertly scraped off that ice cream and jammed it into a bowl-shaped waffle cone, he started pouring some Gulab Jamun syrup on top. And then as if that wasn't enough, the damn rascal started pouring some jimmies onto the mix. What's this dude trying to do, give me insta-beaties? So I grabbed that Gulab Jamun ice cream setup and started scoping it out. It was looking pretty decent, if not a tad diabetically daunting. So I started calmly and cautiously digging into those ice cream shavings, and the task proved more difficult than I expected. I thought I was going to be eating some ice cream over here, but this dessert is something altogether different. It's kind of like sugar-encrusted super hardened ice cream. Long story short, it was just way too sweet for my liking, so I think I'm going to have to rate it a 2 out of 5 Maharaja dogs. I mean, I do like the way the ice cream was made, and I think it's got potential. This was just way too sweet, and it damn near gave me a diabetic seizure. Anyway, that about does it for this Indian street food tour, but if you want to see more, then feel free to check out my previous episodes. I got a Chandni Chowk day tour, and I got an Old Delhi night tour, just to name a few. I got those links down in the description box. So don't forget to subscribe for all your dreams